In 1872, a merchant brigantine named the Mary Celeste set sail from New York City to Genoa, Italy. The ship, captained by Benjamin Briggs, carried a full cargo of industrial alcohol, a substance highly flammable and valuable at the time. With a sturdy, well-built ship and clear skies ahead, the voyage seemed like nothing out of the ordinary. However, what would follow would leave an eerie mark on maritime history. On December 5, 1872, nearly a month into the journey, the Mary Celeste was spotted by the crew of the Dei Gratia, a British ship, off the coast of the Azores, a group of islands in the North Atlantic. The Mary Celeste was drifting aimlessly, her sails set but flapping weakly in the wind. The ship was found completely abandoned, and the crew of the Dei Gratia boarded the vessel, expecting to find an explanation for the strange sight. What they discovered would send shockwaves through the maritime world. The ship appeared to be in near-perfect condition, seaworthy, intact, and undamaged. But it was completely deserted. There was no sign of the crew, no captain, no officers, and no family. Even the logbook was gone, and the ship's lifeboat was missing. But there were no signs of a struggle, no blood, no evidence that the crew had been taken by force. The cargo hold was largely undisturbed, and the ship seemed to be drifting without any sign of external damage. What was even more perplexing was that there was no distress signal sent out from the ship, no signs of any kind of natural disaster like a storm. It was as if the crew had simply vanished, and for reasons that would remain unclear, leaving everything behind in a hurry. The last entry in the ship's log was dated November 25th, nearly 2 weeks before the Mary Celeste was found. The entry made no mention of any problems, and it suggested that everything was running smoothly at that time. So, what happened in those 2 weeks? Why had the crew abandoned ship, and where had they gone? Over the years, a number of theories have emerged, though none have been able to explain what truly happened. One theory is that the crew experienced a sudden, unexplained panic, leading them to abandon the ship. Some suggest that the ship may have encountered a waterspout, which is a rotating column of air and water, or some other dangerous sea phenomenon. This could have spooked the crew, and they may have believed the ship was in immediate danger of sinking. The industrial alcohol they were transporting was highly volatile and could have caused the crew to fear an explosion. However, this theory doesn't fully explain why the ship was left in such good condition. Another theory proposes that pirates attacked the Mary Celeste. Pirates were known to rob ships, and the crew could have been taken captive or killed. However, there was no sign of violence, and the ship's cargo was largely undisturbed, which would be unusual for a pirate attack. If pirates had boarded, they would likely have taken the valuables. So, while a pirate attack could explain the disappearance, the lack of looting and damage suggests otherwise. One particularly intriguing theory is that the disappearance could have been caused by a mutiny. This theory proposes that the crew, perhaps unhappy with Captain Briggs or his decisions, staged a revolt and abandoned him and his family. However, there was no indication of violence, and it's hard to imagine a mutiny occurring without some sign of struggle. Perhaps the most compelling theory is related to the cargo of industrial alcohol. Some researchers believe that the cargo may have leaked and created a dangerous vapor within the hold. This could have caused the crew to panic and abandon ship, thinking it was about to explode or catch fire. The theory goes that the fumes from the alcohol would have been strong enough to make the crew confused or delusional, leading them to think the ship was in imminent danger. This theory has been met with mixed reactions, as there were no signs of fire or explosion. When the Mary Celeste was brought to Gibraltar for investigation, the authorities could find no signs of foul play or natural disaster. The inquiry determined that the crew had indeed abandoned ship in an unusual and inexplicable fashion, but it did not explain why. There was no indication that anything was wrong when the last log entry was made, and no signs of distress were detected before the crew disappeared. In the years that followed, the Mary Celeste's name became synonymous with mystery. The ship was eventually sold, but its fate didn't end there. After changing hands several times, The Mary Celeste met a tragic end in 1885 when it ran aground off the coast of Haiti. It was ultimately destroyed, and many believed it was a fitting end for a ship that had been cursed from the start. The mystery of the Mary Celeste has fascinated historians, researchers, and the general public for generations. It has been the subject of countless books, documentaries, and even movies. Theories range from natural causes like seaquakes or rogue waves to paranormal suggestions involving ghosts or even extraterrestrial involvement. Some even believe the crew was taken by time travelers or sea monsters, though such explanations are purely speculative. Despite the many theories, the mystery of the Mary Celeste remains unsolved. Why did the crew abandon ship without warning? Did they flee in fear, or was something far more sinister at play? What do you think happened? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and follow for more timeless tales.